That's something me and his little brother had in common. I see the laptop on his desk. I sit down and turn it on. His wallpaper is a picture of him and his brother standing together. Both of them look really happy. He's got three unread messages from the same person. He met with this person the day before he disappeared. I need to meet this person. I contact them and explain the situation. He agrees to meet with me. He's some kind of expert on paranormal activity. Apparently, he knows something about the staircase in the woods phenomenon. When I turn off the laptop, I see the reflection of the shadow with the red eyes and horns. It's standing behind me. I turn around, but no one's there. I get out of there and go to meet with the expert. It's a long drive to the university where this guy works. I get a chance to process all of this. The shadow with the red eyes and horns has been here before. He used to see it when his brother first disappeared. He used to call it the stranger. I remember when he first told me about it. I could actually see the fear in his eyes. That freaked me out because this guy was fearless, especially after what happened. Why am I seeing it now? All of a sudden, it starts pouring down raining. I turn on the wipers, but they aren't making a bit of difference. I slow down because I can't see outside my windshield. I do see the silhouette of someone standing on the side of the road. I don't usually pick up hitchhikers, but this one time I might make an exception on account of the rain. I pull over and let the guy in. He's soaked from head to toe. My seats are going to stink. I start driving and ask him where he's going. I tell him I'm going to the university. He claims that he is going to the university as well. I don't believe in coincidences. I start questioning him. He is going to visit his son. His car broke down a ways back. I've been on this road for some time now, and I didn't see any cars broke down anywhere. There's a long, uncomfortable silence. I'm starting to get nervous. Who did I just pick up? I want this person out of my car now. What if he's a serial killer? I don't want to end up as a lampshade in Hannibal's house. What's the nicest way to kick somebody out of your car in the rain? There is a flash of lightning, followed by a loud crash. Now I'm trapped in the car with a serial killer in a thunderstorm. What else could go wrong? My tire blows out. I pull over to the side of the road. We look at each other and both leave the safety of the vehicle. I'm not dressed for this. My hoodie does not protect against thunderstorms. I hand him the spare and the tire iron, and he's pretty quick. He changed the tire like he worked on the pit crew. When we got back into the car, both of our cell phones ring simultaneously. I do my best to eavesdrop while talking to my girlfriend. From what I managed to catch, he really was going to see his son. We pull up to the university and shake hands as we part ways. I immediately apply hand sanitizer. I hate people touching my hands. I find the professor in his classroom grading essays or something. We shake hands, and I find out he's heard a lot about me. I look down at my hand. The professor begins by enlightening me on the staircase in the woods phenomenon. How they only appear deep in the woods, how they never appear in the same place twice, how you are compelled to approach them, how physical contact with them makes you lose all sense of time, how they appear near where people go missing, how they remain so clean in the middle of the woods, how they might be doorways to other places. Then he tells me that my friend believed his little brother didn't disappear. He was sent somewhere, wherever the staircase came from originally. My friend must have finally ran into the staircase. If that's the case, he probably followed in his brother's footsteps. I get a weird feeling and look up to see the devil standing in the back of the classroom. This time I get a good look at it. It has a deer's skull with red eyes. Its body was made of vines that pulse like worms. The professor tries to see what I'm looking at in the back of the classroom. Once I'm sure that I'm the only one that can see it, I get out of there in a hurry. I break the speed limit racing back home. I need to find that staircase before it's too late. I get home and get ready to find my best friend. I grab a couple of things from my room and kiss my mom goodbye. I sit in the car in the driveway for a while. I start jotting down everything that's happened to me in this notebook. I get out of the car and walk through the woods to the spot where we first encountered the staircase. It's not there. I get a funny feeling. I look up and see the devil. He turns and starts walking away. I follow him. I just hope he's not leading me to hell. The devil walks like he's got something stuck up his butt. I see some pretty weird things while I'm following the devil. I look deeper in the woods and see a rabbit with fangs eating a deer. The deer is still alive. It's just laying there fully conscious. I couldn't look away until that park ranger startled me. He was trying to warn me to stay away from the staircase he ran into deeper in the woods. I tried to cut the conversation short, but he wouldn't go away. Then the devil was standing behind him. I tried to warn him, but he wouldn't let me get a word in. He keeps trying to explain why I shouldn't go near the staircase without explaining why I shouldn't go near the staircase. I guess the devil got impatient because he stuck his vine hand through the guy's back. He had roots bursting out of his chest. His blood got all over me. I hate the devil. He continues to lead the way, so I continue to follow. I look up at the trees while I'm walking. I notice all of the trees are full of large black birds. None of them make a sound, they just watch me. At this point, birds were the least of my worries. I start walking. It's not just the birds, I don't hear any sounds. That's not creepy at all. I keep walking, following behind the devil. I look to my left and see a clearing. There are several deer standing in the clearing. I hear children laughing. I stop again. I look in every direction and I don't see any children. I look back at the deer. The hair on the back of my neck stands up. The deer are laughing like children. I can't take much more of this. The devil is looking back at me. He turns around and starts walking again. I keep right on following. It seems like we've been walking for hours. There is no way that this staircase could be this far in the woods. I start seeing actual children in the woods. They're wearing old-fashioned clothing. They're filthy in their eyes. Their eyes are all black. I start walking again. These kids are really creeping me out. All of them point in the same direction simultaneously. I turn my head and spot the staircase. When I look back, the children are gone. The staircase is real. I was convinced that maybe we had hallucinated it. It's just like I remember it, maybe a little more frightening. That's when the woods really came to life. Well, this is it, Ollie. This is the first time I've seen the night sky without a single star in it. It's funny what pops into our heads when we're terrified. I think this is the second scariest moment of my life. The first took place not too far from here. If I make it out of this, I promise I'm never stepping foot in the woods again. When I look up, the devil is standing at the bottom of the staircase. He seems to be waiting on me. I think I'll take my time. I see movement in the woods. Large, dark shapes, yellow eyes the same height as me, and I'm 6'2". I hear weird growling noises. It's starting to seem like going up the stairs is my only option. The hair on the back of my neck is standing up. I have goosebumps all over my body. I'm all sweaty. My heart is beating out of my chest. I wonder if they can hear it. Those birds take off from the trees. They don't make a sound. They just slowly circle in a huge group. Hundreds of birds. Watching them circle was almost hypnotizing. I look back at the devil. He looks patient as ever. I guess he doesn't have any more pressing business to attend to. Aren't I lucky? Lightning strikes a nearby tree and it bursts into flames. Time to go. I pull out my notebook. I think I have time for one final journal entry. Wow, there's a campfire with little creatures around it. They look like balls of fur with teeth and green glowing eyes. They're holding hands and dancing around the fire. I hear screams from the woods, followed by those weird growls. I see the shapes in the woods moving. I hear biting and bone snapping. The dead park ranger is standing in front of me. His insides are still on the outside, but his eyes are gone, like they've been burned out of his head. He starts walking backwards. He disappears in the woods. The ground starts shaking. The campfire rises higher and higher. The little monsters start chanting something in some dead language. It's really cold out here. I can see my breath. The screaming gets louder. I look straight up. The sky is full of dark clouds. In the center of the clouds is a huge eyeball. Tentacles begin emerging from the eyeball. Well, I tried to be the very best version of me that I possibly could. Most people don't get a chance to say goodbye. I'm certainly not going to waste mine. You were right all along. I messed up. I'll never be like everybody else. I'm sorry. Whatever you do, stay away from the staircase and stay out of the woods. If you ever love me, you'll do what I ask you. I love you, and I'll find you in the next life like Glenn and Maggie. To whom it may concern, I leave behind this as proof. No matter what story comes out about what happened, whoever reads this will have the truth. First, I left a sealed envelope with my mom. It contains a letter addressed to my girlfriend. It has the GPS coordinates to the staircase. I turn on the location on my cell phone. She has the password to get into my cell phone. I've written down everything that happened in this notebook. My cell phone and notebook will be in a Ziploc freezer bag near the staircase. My phone has a 100% charge. I purposely left out names and descriptions just in case someone other than my girlfriend finds this notebook. I'm about to ascend the staircase. Hopefully, I find him and his brother and bring them back. The end. Well, this is J.R. Benton, aka 730. Hoping you enjoy Staircase in the Woods from my book, Same Time, Different Realities.